1 minute chart, it never pretends. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Oh, scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. The screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die, it's scalp or die. Scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Green and red, they're my only friends. 1 minute chart, it never pretends. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Oh, scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. The screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Green and red, they're my only friends. 1 minute chart, it never pretends.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're starting early because I got so much to show you today. Welcome to NFP Tuesday as opposed to NFP Friday because we're all, of course, behind due to government shutdown. Nice to have you guys. There's a lot of business to be done before we start trading. First order of business, those of you who have my indicator, and only those of you who are in my coaching have the indicator. So I'm going to put the coaching link in. If you want to join, this is the only way you get this indicator. There is a new version that's really cool. Really, really cool. You know what it's doing? You know what I added? I added session boxes. So what you see here, this is the blue box. This is the London session highs and lows. This is the London session circumscribed. So we are pretty much at London session highs, both in gold and in Nasdaq over here, as you see it. If you go backwards over here on the box, you also see the Asia session. This was the Asia session box, which was right here. We actually hit all session lows in Asia, came back up, and London has been just kind of building, rebuilding to the highs. So they sold it in Asia, and they bought everything back into London. We'll see how North America will start at 9:30. I put a 5-minute break. All of these things are completely configurable by the user. If you go back to the last section in the indicator, all of the sessions, starting times, colors, anything you name it, everything is configurable. So it's really, really cool. It's .4. Range zone .4 is the latest indicator version. Go out there, go get it. You're gonna love it. These are my default settings. I put everything with my default settings, and you guys can see it. So here you see this is Asia colored in yellow. Europe or London is colored in blue, and North America yesterday. This is yesterday's North America session, colored in green. And you can see it starts at well, it's this, for some reason this starts at 10:30. It's there's some kind of an issue. I think it's the GMT thing. So if it's weird off by an hour, just simply adjust it in the settings. So I guess this is, for some reason, this is starting at 10:30 instead of 9:30 because of the GMT settings. So I'll adjust it as we go along. But the bottom line is it's super, super cool because it really lets you see the session highs, session lows, gives you much better insight into where the trade is going. Like if it starts breaking session highs on A2 labels, it's almost a certainty that it's going to go higher. Same thing with with session lows, until eventually it stops at a session low and then it bounces back. So it's really, really cool in a sense that it allows you to basically orient yourself like on the playing field with very, very clean, clear perceptions, right? Let me know if you guys like that. Yeah. So this no longer preacher saying that he marks these off with lines. This no longer you don't need to mark them off with lines. And within the session boxes, of course, you have the range boxes right here. So we're on the range as well. So all of that is all yours. Go crazy with it. Item number 2. Before the trade, we're all going to buy some Apex accounts because we're going to try and do straddles. We're going to do a couple of new straddles. I'm going to buy 4 Trade-Evade accounts right now. And let me just get my authenticator. I'm going to buy 4 50,000s and maybe a couple more of maybe a couple more wealth charts. So, all right, let me hang on a second. 899 565. All right, I'm going to log in. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Let's make sure we buy all the accounts that are dirt cheap right now. That's the whole point. I'm going to buy 4 for the straddles, and I'm going to buy a couple of wealth charts for later on to show you how I'm going to try and trade a trade post event as well. So let's get a 50,000 all you need to do is check this box. And write BK save. Very important. If you don't write BK save, you don't get the discount. So if you write BK save right over here, that's all you need to do on this chart. Go next. And I'm going to take this screen off here because it's going to be processing my credit card. I'm tired of having my credit card done. Oh, and you see, let me just show this to you again. See, we bought it for 19 bucks. That's what you want to do. You want to buy like 4 of these guys for 19 bucks. Those of you who have the refunds from me can use those refunds to buy them. And the only thing with it's a little bit annoying with Apex is you got to buy them all at once, one at a time. So we're just going to buy them one at a time. BK save. 50,000. No, sorry, I want to do this one. Make sure you don't check this one because then the coupon won't apply. Come on, baby. Okay. Yeah, I'll take this off screen. Subscribe and pay. All right, great. I'll do 2 more times here. Trade of 8, 50,000. This way, we're going to have 2 accounts to try to pass Nasdaq, 2 accounts to try to pass gold. Sorry, I keep doing this. Don't check this. Check this.
Hello,
Kathy,
hello.
hey,
Good morning.
Kathy's joining us. I didn't know you were joining us. We're sorry, Kate. Hang on a second. You're messing me up here.
Well, you can do your thing while I chit chat.
Okay, you chit chat. We're buying accounts. I'm just getting ready to buy accounts before the event because we're going to do straddle trades in front of the event. Okay, so we just make sure we get 4, 2 for Nasdaq, 2 for gold. Okay, so I'm on my 3rd. Okay, go ahead. You can grab the screen. They know what to do.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm so excited. I'm, got something really exciting cooking in the books. I just got off the phone with, I don't know if you guys know Candace. Candace, let me share my screen real quick. You guys will be so excited to hear. Let me see. Hold on, let me get her right information here. Yeah, it's Candy the Trader. I'm going to share with you as you're buying your Apex accounts. Where's my screen?
No, you're not sharing the screen yet.
I will.
Okay, no, I'm just saying we don't see it.
Candace. I just got off the phone with Candace. Candace is Chinese like me, so we had a lot to talk about. Candace was the #1 payout in October with Apex. $1.1 million she paid out. And she was telling me her story. Believe it or not, she did this in 32 trading days. 32 trading days, 20 accounts with Apex, $1,500 a day. And, and she had other accounts too with other prop firms. But she did all of this in 32 days. She's an ICT trader. I'm getting her story. I'm going to share with you. We're doing a huge event in January, bringing together a lot of traders with $1 million payouts like Candace, who's very, very private, by the way. If you see her streams on YouTube, which she only does once every 2 months, she doesn't even show her face, but she's great. And you guys will love hearing from her. She doesn't trade ZIP or BFF. She trades ICT. I also have Zamco, who's also pulled out $1 million from prop firms. We have Tyler G, who's pulled out 500,000. Such inspirational stories, sharing their strategy, sharing how they did it. And, quite honestly, all of them, Boris, if you want to come on, all of them are doing it with copy trading, which is kind of what Boris talks about. At least I think that's what Boris talks about every day. The key to the success of these traders is they have one account. Sometimes I'll have an account with multiple prop firms because everyone has different rules, and they will copy it across 20 accounts. But, that is it. She, legitimately not only made the leaderboard, but she even posted her actual bank account deposit. So it happens for her, $1.17 million. So I was so excited to be talking to her, to be getting her story to share with all of you. And, that will happen in January. So definitely look out for the information on that.
Yeah, we're very excited. We have a very special event coming up for you in January. And,
yeah, it's amazing.
It's really a big part of it.
So in the meantime, of course, as Boris has already pointed out, today is a big day in the markets. We've got a lot going on. If we kind of drill down just to U.S. events, we've got 3 pieces of data coming out. We have the tentative ADP, which should be out in 2 minutes if it comes out. Average hourly earnings from the U.S. non-farm payrolls report and the October retail sales report. This is not the November one, not the most recent one. That's coming out tomorrow. We have the October retail sales report. But because it's October, that's going to play second fiddle to non-farm payrolls, what average hourly earnings is going to be. Now, with the non-farm payrolls report, you can see market's looking for a pretty low number, 51,000. But the real question and the real test is how does this affect the Fed decision? Will this change the Fed's mind about, interest rates? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what is priced in for January. You can see that the market, this is CME Fed Fund Futures. You can see that the market is pricing in a 75% chance that interest rates, which are currently at 3.5%, will remain at 3.5%. Now, there's a small 24% chance of a rate cut. Now, if you've been with me before, you've sat in our sessions, you will know that this can change a lot, and it really does change a lot. So we've got, a full over a month between now and then, and a lot of data, as Powell said, between now and then. So we are going to have a lot going on. And so right now, the first set of data will be the NFP number, the retail sales number, average hourly earnings. So we know that the market doesn't necessarily expect the Fed to cut interest rates. So they're not looking for terrible numbers, or they don't think the numbers are going to be terrible enough for them to feel pressured to cut interest rates again in January. But what is the price action in the markets? What is it telling us? Let's take a look. If we take a look at the price action in the markets, you will see, first off, dollar yen is lower. It's weaker, pretty much mostly red against the screen. We have stocks which are up very strongly. MNQ is up, although in the short-term basis, it seems to be moving a little bit of red, and gold is pulling back a little bit. Although on the short-term meters, it's starting to turn bullish, which you can probably see in the 1-hour chart. So what does this mean? This means that all of this is consistent, which is a little bit of a weaker dollar, a little bit of a stronger stocks, a little bit of green on the screen for gold, which means that the market does think that it's going to be, it could be a weaker number, but it won't be so weak that it is going to turn stocks around completely. Now, we don't know, because first off, ADP, they don't have the graph here, but ADP has been weak. ADP, if you remember the previous ADP here just coming out, 16,000, not bad. I bet you the dollar is moving up a little bit, but I don't think this is not tradable, because we're like 14 minutes to NFP. We're not going to have much juice there. But this confirms that maybe the number won't be so terrible. ADP hasn't been great, but but the other indicators of jobless claims hasn't been terrible. So all of that, I think, is confirming the fact that we don't necessarily have, you know, the market's looking for really, really ugly numbers. So therefore, where's the trade? Where's the surprise? Boris will talk to you in a few minutes about the levels to set up your straddle at on your accounts. So make sure you are putting those levels in. And Boris, they need to use our code to save, right? Needs to get all
BK save.
I don't see.
I put it in. They've already seen it, but I'm putting it in right now again.
Okay. So as I said, the market is not necessarily positioned for a really ugly number. A really ugly number being like minus, basically, or single digits. Single digits or minus would be a really ugly number. If we have single digits or a minus number, then I think, you know, first off, we're going to see euro dollar march upwards because euro's above all of the major moving averages, and there's no real moving average resistance to 1.1820. So plenty of room to the upside in the euro dollar. Dollar yen, I think, also has room to the downside. So if we get a very weak, so we get a negative or single digit NFP, I'll move that down. It's going to be minus dollar yen plus euro dollar. And that's probably going to be plus gold. Stocks are going to be tricky because if it's that ugly, it could be quite a tricky number. Now, if we get a great number, what constitutes a great number? Great number, I think, because the market is not really expecting a terrible number, I think anything above 80,000, and then ideally greater than 100,000. I mean, that would be really, really good. That would be bullish dollar yen. But I would think maybe dollar Swiss would be a better trade. Dollar CAD, which is stabilizing, would be a better trade. Definitely pound for those of you that are trading pound, because BOE is expected to cut interest rates. Now, this would be good for stocks, and then bearish for gold. So that's basically the trade that I think is going to happen off of the NFP report. Of course, we got to see what retail sales comes out. But once again, the retail sales report, I think, we're going to talk about it, but I think it's going to be less important because it is an October number. Tomorrow's number is the November number. And you can see, I don't know why they don't have it here, but oops. But the November, what's going on here? Or was it today's? Yeah, I don't know why they don't have it here, but I think the retail sales report is going to be released afterwards. So then we have inflation data on Thursday. So all of that is going to be important. So Boris, I know they're eager to put in the levels. For the people, we've got quite a bit of people who just joined in. So I think you have a minute to show them how to buy the account again so that they can set it up. Okay, so everybody, let me just show you how to buy the account again. Then we're going to go through the levels. Again, as I already bought my accounts. So, oh wait, hold on. We got to go into my, hang on, remove at the stage. Okay, so we're buying trade evades, guys, just to make sure, because I think wealth charts will work fine, but we're gonna do wealth charts after the event. As I said, what we're gonna do is just click the top button. Make sure you type in the word BK save. This gives you gives you the discount. Don't click this button. Click this one. I request access, and press the PC. It goes to $19. Big discount. Just put your credit card number, and you're good to go. I've already bought the accounts, so let me show you where they're at. I bought 194 through 197. These are 4 accounts. I have two accounts that we've been trading normally. These we're going to trade for a new straddle, 194 to 197. So let's make sure you use the code BKSAVE to save 90%. Correct. Just like I showed you in that picture, BKSAVE, right? I actually put the link. Let me put the link in again. Well, I'm going to pin it. Okay, K is going to pin the link. Just click that link. Use the word BKSAVE. You're guaranteed to get the biggest discount. So now I'm in trading trade of 8. I'm going to show you how to make sure that you have the highest chance of success here in terms of
do one trade target. So you go in here on the bottom. Oh, hang on a second. K is, let me just get rid of this for a second, guys. Sorry. So you guys can see it on the bottom here. So you click over here into the wheel. And what you want to do is you want to add, I already added the ATM name. I'll call it 77 no stop. That's 77 ticks without a stop on gold. So if you go 77, right, you want to make sure there's no stop loss over here. Save that. And when you go 77 no stop, right, let me just make sure that it's correct. Oh, why is it stop loss? Huh, it's putting an automatic stop. So let's make sure we get rid of this. You know what? Then just, you know what? Let's make the stop like 400. We'll just make a crazy stop like that. So it doesn't matter. This is well outside of our things. And so let's just make sure that, because I want to make sure that you're not getting stopped out unnecessarily. I guess Trade of 8 forces you to put a stop. I guess you can put it just to take profit only. Sorry, you can do take profit only 77. Take profit only 77. We'll make it super simple. Take profit only 77. Save that. That's the gold setting. Now we're going to go to the Nasdaq setting. And remember, Nasdaq is NQH6. We're trading March. NQH6, gold is G6. This is the big contracts, 4 size. That's the size we're going to use because that's the optimal size between giving us room and getting us to hit the target. We're going to use 4 size GCG6, NQH6, 4 size, okay? 4 size on this. And let's go.
4 units.
4 units, correct. 4 lots.
Typing this in. 4 lots.
4 lots. So we're going to go in here. And now again, I'm going to make it take profit only. 156 ticks. 156 ticks is 39 points on Nasdaq. That takes us over the $3,000 level, including commissions. Okay, that always works. We did, I think, with 155 the other day, but it's fine. It's, you know, this is a safe level in a sense that if we hit that level, we're guaranteed to get funded. We're going to hit save, right? And now just make sure you obviously choose that 156 no stop and then 77 no stop. Then in about 4 or 5 minutes, basically 30 seconds before the event, we're going to do a buy market, change the account, sell market. Then we're going to do change the account, buy market, change the account, sell market. So there'll be 4 accounts, 2 buys, 2 sells, one in gold, 1 in Nasdaq on both sides, and then let the event hopefully take us to profit.
Can you I only put in the Nasdaq. Can you tell us what the ticks for profit in gold is again?
Gold is 77 ticks.
All right, 70 ticks.
Again, 4 lot size. This is sized for a 4 unit, 4 lot position, so that, you know, if we get back and forth movement, we can survive a minimum amount of drawdown without getting knocked out. Yeah, 77 tick slots on G6 and 156 on NQH. We have a little bit of time. Don't rush these orders now, because you don't want. Sometimes there are fake spikes in front of the event. It's 8:25, 35. There are fake spikes in front of the event sometimes. And I mean, sometimes they work in your favor. You know, you might just get funded beforehand, but you don't want. The whole point is to do this properly. Whether it works or not, you want to follow the process, just like with trades, in terms of, you know, making it really replicable. So when it gets to around 8:29, we'll begin to initiate. It takes about 10 seconds to place all the orders. We give ourselves a minute. You know, make sure that everything is preset. Make sure that you have all of your take profits already set up in your station. So 77 on gold, 156 no stop on this. And of course, the reason we're not using a stop is because it's do or die. We're either going to hit target or the account gets blown. That's the whole point. That's why it's great to do it, because they're cheap in terms of.
So just to clarify, These are your presets for your targets.
Yes.
They don't have, you're doing market orders at like
Exactly.
30 seconds before the number.
Exactly. We're going to just hit buy market, sell market, about 30 seconds,
So what
45
Boris
seconds.
does is he preset the parameters so that it's basically one click when you're ready to trade. Right?
Exactly. No, we're using GC, TNT Gold, and we're using the big contract because that's in order to make $3,000 in one single trade, you have to use the large ticks. Again, this is a high risk, high reward strategy. Fully expect to get blown out. There's absolutely no guarantee. We could go, it could move up and down and just wipe us out completely. But because the accounts are so cheap, it gives us a really easy, quick way to get funded if it works. So we try it every time we have large news events and a big discount. This only works with Apex because they give us such enormous discounts that we can afford to burn them if it doesn't work. But it's been very successful in the past. Yeah.
I've been speaking to all of the $1 million traders with prop firms, and honestly, they look at these accounts as the cost of doing business. They plan to blow out a bunch of these accounts, and Zamco, who's got $1 million payout, has made it very clear that there's a very different strategy that you trade to get funded versus getting payout.
We talk about that all the time. Yes, exactly.
And that is today is the funded strategy because that's what you need to do in order to get a payout.
Right. I make the analogy that we trade our evaluation accounts like Mario Andretti drives a race car, and then we trade our funded accounts the way a grandmother drives her car in Pasadena. In other words, we trade our accounts very, very safe on the funded side, very aggressive on the eval side, because that's the whole point. You got to understand the game. This is just to get ourselves squared away. So we're getting close. It's 9:28 to 28:55. Not a bad time to kind of initiate. So watch me. I'll start with 94. I go to 97. So I'm going to do 94 with gold. First, I'm going to buy gold. Then I'm going to go to 95, and I'm going to sell gold. Now I'm going to go to 96 and buy
There
Nasdaq.
Are no stops, SJ. The stop
and 97 sell Nasdaq. All right.
There's no stop, right?
No stops. And now we're just floating, all the accounts. We got about a minute to go. I don't even like to look at this stuff, when we go here, but we'll see. We might as well I guess this is kind of cool, you guys. You can look at the P&Ls on these things as they rotate. Looks like I don't even know which ones. I think the buys are leading. It's hard to say. You guys want to look at the charts? Let's look at the charts. We got 53 seconds, 54 seconds.
No headlines yet.
8:30. Boom! Drop on the Nasdaq. Looks like we got filled on Nasdaq.
Yep. Looks like
look at Nasdaq
number. I would buy euros, but let Boris do his thing.
Okay, I'm looking at which one, 94. So 94 is not quite making my target. I'm just gonna exit out. Why can't I exit out? I'm on the wrong one. Exit out. Okay, so I got done on Nasdaq. I funded Nasdaq. You can see over here the 55,000 Nasdaq got funded right away. Gold did not quite extend to my target. It's at 51,400. It's halfway to my target. And what I did is I made a basic decision that let me just take half my profit because we can work with the rest. What's left as you look at the kind of remnants of this trade, what's left is the following thing. One account guaranteed funded big, by the way, funded at 55,000, so well over 3,000, right? Another account halfway to funded, 2 accounts blown, and then two of these other accounts are in the process of getting funded. So the cool thing now is we can now reduce our size to a more moderate size and try to work this gold account towards funding. Because remember, we're already 50% towards funding in just one trade, 51,465, right? So we only need $1,500. We can trade that maybe in $200 increments, $500 trade increments. We'll see how the news is, how things shake out, what's shaping up. We got the whole afternoon or like the whole morning in front of us to kind of make these trades work for us. But at very minimum, we got ourselves funded on one account, which is great. Just think about that. This means this account only costs us $85 all in. That means $19 to buy and then activate it, $85. Now we own it for the next 10 years if we trade it carefully, which is very, very productive. And now we have possibility to fund three more accounts. This account, this account, this account. Let me put my magnifying glass on. You can see it. These two accounts were the ones that we just been trading regularly, just sort of normally. And this is an account that just made me $1,500 in one trade. This is the account that got funded, right? So we're in good shape. I wish the gold would have worked, but the gold just did not extend as much. And
definitely moving now. I mean, this is the market's interpreting this to be dollar negative, to be positive for gold.
Yeah, it's obviously, it sounds like it's I didn't even know what the numbers is, but it sounds dovish in the sense that the market looks like.
I can explain it. Yeah. I mean, basically, the non-farm payrolls number wasn't terrible. It was 64,000, which is slightly better than the previous month, or slightly better than forecast. But average hourly earnings was really weak, 0.1%, which means that people are making less. And then, the retail sales number, which we didn't care too much about, came in 0. But the unemployment rate, which also jumped it went from 4.4 to 4.6. It's expected to go to 4.4.
That's horrible. That is horrible. See, the reason why that's horrible is because the Fed has what's called a dual mandate. Its job is to maintain full employment and price stability. Now, for the last 2 or 3 years, it's been working on price stability because employment has been very steady. But this is, I think it's almost 1% higher off its lows, right? I think the unemployment rate was like 3.6 at its lowest. It's a very, very big jump.
At its lows, the unemployment rate was even 3.5. You're right. I mean, that was in 2022. The unemployment rate. I mean, before that, sometimes it was lower, but yeah, you're right. It's like a full percent. So while, for those of you that don't know, the unemployment rate and the non-farm payrolls report are actually two totally different reports. They calculate it differently. They survey it differently. And so one of them is telling us that the labor market isn't doing good. One of them says that it's not so bad, which is the NFP. And because we have the unemployment rate, we have average hourly earnings weakening, I think people are starting to see past what the actual NFP number may be showing, because probably many of them, the man on the street, feel like the labor market wasn't bad. So yes, average hourly earnings was bad, and the unemployment rate was bad. And I talked about buying Eurodollar if the number's bad. That did move the way it's supposed to move. Gold is rallying, which moved the way it's supposed to move. And then stocks are tricky. It's stocks is the tricky part. And that's why sometimes when it's a really good number, you could trade stocks, but stocks are tricky because, and it is rallying a little bit now, but a bad number is not necessarily good for the stock market. But I think that right now we're seeing the Nasdaq rebound.
Well, the stocks and gold are trading on monetary policy. And the assumption here is that in other words, everybody was sort of under conviction that this was a hawkish cut, that one and done, but the weakness in the numbers may prod the Fed to cut another 25 basis points. Of course, that's always bullish stocks, because stocks are competing against bonds on yield. The lower the yield, the higher the price earnings ratio can go, and that creates positive flow for stocks. On gold, the lower the yield, the less gold has to compete against bonds. Also, and I think this is a really serious. The more macro analysis I read all across the web, the more people are coming to the consensus that inflation is really sticky. That we haven't. The war has not been won. We've won the battle, but the war has not been won. And if you go historically, once inflation starts, it really isn't a function of supply and demand. It becomes a matter of psychology. And I think you would all agree that because prices have been up for such a long time, businesses feel entitled or almost compelled to raise prices continuously because they're afraid that if they don't, they're going to lose purchasing power, right? And I think that vicious cycle of everybody continuously raising prices creates, I mean, all the, what is it, like the Happy Meal costs like $1,000 now? I mean, it's, I'm kidding, but you get the idea. Like it tastes like $50 to feed a family of four in a fast food restaurant. It's just absurd numbers. And people are feeling that. And the point is that doesn't stop. It doesn't reverse right away. It takes a really, really long time to reverse those inflation expectations. So you get high inflation expectations with a relatively low interest rate environment, obviously very positive for gold. Kay, you might find this really interesting. So this is the 2,557th version of my indicator. And what you're seeing right now in this blue box, this is the London session high. This is London session box. So in about an hour, the New York session is going to open up. So this indicator tells you, paints the highs and the lows of the London session, the highs and the lows of the Asia session, which is really, really cool, right? This is London session.
Yeah, that's actually really, really cool.
Right, Asia session.
I think some people are saying that the vertical is showing up. I'm trying to kill the vertical because they're watching on YouTube and they're seeing that. Well, how are you streaming the vertical?
I'm the same way as always. I don't know.
Vertical should only be used for Instagram.
Oh, you know what? Maybe can you kill it on the?
Kill the vertical.
I didn't realize. I think maybe that's the problem. I was